Hello and good morning. We are starting things off here. We'll be covering the news, and if you're on Instagram Live, we are having a weekly live analysis Zoom call. The link is in my Telegram, covering the news for the week, as well as analysis on the NASDAQ 100, CAD-JPY, and XRPUSD, plus any requests that you may have. So how you doing, my friend? Morning is going well. Hope you are looking forward to the long weekend. Hope you have Labor Day off. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It's been productive so far already. I was up till 2 a.m. watching webinars and cleaning and doing all that. It was very nice. Alright, so we're just going to start with the news for now. Let's see, to start things off for the week on Monday on London Open, we have GDP for the Swiss franc. Then we have President Lagarde speaking during New York Open at 6:30 a.m. Following that evening, we have Reserve Bank of Australia rate statements. Tuesday, odd GDP at Asia Open. Wednesday, we have, during New York session, a GBP monetary policy report, so that's interesting. Normally that's during London session, but this week, that is lo-fi beats. Yep, lo-fi beats, my friend. Lo-fi beats is life. Get a lot of stuff done to this music. And then following that, we have Bank of Canada rate statements, overnight rates, Purchasing Managers Index for the US dollar, and then later that morning on Thursday, during New York session, once again, USD unemployment claims. We have an FOMC member speaking, and we also have Bank of Canada Governor Macklem speaking as well. So Wednesday and Thursday is going to be pretty volatile. And to end the week, we have Canadian dollar employment change, unemployment rates, and consumer price index. Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday is going to be very volatile, so I'm looking forward to this week. It's going to be very good. We have a lot of high-impact news, all primarily during New York session this week. Alright, moving on, we're going to be analyzing the NASDAQ 100 here. On the right hand chart, I'm going to go to the weekly time frame. I'm going to remove these technicals as they were from last week, from last Friday. Alrighty here. So we can see on the weekly time frame that right here, price drove all the way up to this retest zone at just above the 156.000 price range here. So this is our previous week's high. On the left hand side is the 30-minute time frame, but as you can see on the right hand side, there is the area of supply marked as the previous week's high. So then as we're looking here on the higher time frame, we can see this perfect retest area. We'd call this a fair value gap if you wanted, but it looks like a major wick rejection here that's starting to shift from a bullish market to bearish market. We can see this area of structure that is broken. We call this a change of character if you'd like, but primarily we are looking like we are going to go back down for the NASDAQ 100 here. We may have another move up to start the week, try and retest this previous week's high or this area of resistance. Ultimately, I see us coming back down here to 153 price range and potentially even lower. And on the weekly chart, you can kind of see that a pullback would be due. And if price were to pull back, if it was just a retracement and not an overall reversal, you can see that some retest areas are where this area of demand lines up at the 153, 1535 area, and down here at the 15250 area of support. And this is really contingent on if this 15500 price breaks. It would be a little breakout trade, a counter trend move up to this area, and from there it will decide if it's going to break through or make a lower high slash double top, and then or equal highs, however you want to go about it. But either way, it is looking like the Nasdaq is going to have a pullback to start the week and either be an overall reversal or make a wick rejection here, create support, and then continue higher and try to potentially drive up to 158 and maybe even beyond that to this area. Right here. Yeah, that's a ways to go, but we'll see what happens. So far, when we zoom out, it does look like we're going to have a bearish move to start the week. Unless this previous week's high is broken, then there's just a clean range all the way up to the 158 price range. But as of now, I see it coming back. Need to clean some of this up. This is last week's low, or the previous week's low, not last week's. This is last week's low. I have a lot of lower time frame support and resistance levels, these blue lines here that the market was playing off of, breaking lower time frame structure, retesting, then continuing. Alright, moving on, CAD JPY. But hopefully you've had a good weekend, Mama Trader. It's been good for me. I was up pretty late last night just watching webinars, cleaning, doing everything. It was pretty dang nice. This week was very long. Very, very long. At least for me anyways. And especially at the bank. But it's cool. We have this massive wick rejection on CAD JPY here. Wow. Yeah, we need to update this chart though. Price action was looking pretty messy in this area. At the start of the week, we had that move up. We ranged a little bit, broke structure, came down, made a retest, then eventually came down to that major level of support. Yep, in a large range here. Didn't fully break above this key level, didn't break below this key level, and was playing between a lot of lower time frame support and resistance areas. Let's see. Alright, this is the previous week's high right here. This is the previous week's low, the bottom of that wick. Just going to slide this area of supply over and essentially just make that, that area of demand over and essentially make that this area an area of demand. Both simulated funds and personal simulated funds, dude. That's honestly what it's probably going to be called now. That's the only workaround I really see. You know, if my forex funds just went down just hard like that, you know, everyone's kind of scared and shaking a little. Yep. But I am possibly going to start a fund to next challenge as well, just because the payback is so good. The refund and the profit split on that, the 8% target now. And before it was 10, but now it's 8. You know, they're basically the next, you know, my forex funds. They're paying out a lot. Yeah, that refund is good. So I'm like, should I go for 50K? Because that's almost a G, 1K back if you make that 5% and then get the 15% profit split. You know, that's pretty dang good off the bat. Need to zoom out a little bit on this pair. We have strong rejection here. Support clearly was made. Price retraced higher. What else do we see here on the left hand side? Going to go to the daily time frame. Well, I mean, you still have it though, but we can get you out of that. We can definitely get you out of that, yo. Yeah, we can make it happen. Unless it's too far gone, but you know, if not, we can definitely make it happen. This is very interesting. It's very hard to tell what price may do. So we have a strong wick rejection, still closed bearish. I want to say we're going to go higher still, unless this needs to hold as an area of support. Price needs to open bullish like this and break through the previous week's high. If we break through the previous week's high, then we're going to continue bullish like I've been seeing for these past 2 weeks, this move, and break through. But this blue area of support needs to hold, because if we open bearish and this area breaks, we may come down here and ultimately end up pushing through and possibly going lower down to here. If we go to the monthly time frame, what do we see? Oh yeah, that'd be strong wick rejection. So this really could be a higher low point based off these factors here. But yeah, if this previous week's low is broken, there's a high chance we break through down to and break through this clear range and continue lower. It's really hard to say, but in this type of situation where we see price kind of creating a lower time frame level of support and a higher low point, typically price opens bullish and continues the rest of the week. Otherwise, it tends to come down to these lower points, but ends up breaking through and moving lower. But we'll see. It's pretty interesting. I mean, price could also sweep the low and then reject it and then continue higher too. You know, there's a few things that could happen, but ultimately, a good point to buy would be right at the previous week's high, because that would be the same exact trade setup that I have been seeing for the last 2 weeks, or even a buy stop at 107.85, right above this area right here. This would be a nice little impulse move, perhaps. Buying right here where the momentum's strong and possibly catching this impulse move up to here. Good, I'm happy to hear that, bro. Yeah, New York is where it's at. I have seen consistently day after day. It just works for me better. It really is. Hello, welcome. If you want to join the live stream or the Zoom call, it is in the Telegram channel. Yeah, this is a nice impulse move though. If we can see a breakthrough here, right up to here. This would be a good little trade. And it could even extend further, like so. This would be the setup I'd be looking at, most likely. And if I do catch that move, then possibly adding up here too, and, you know, making this my second target. Or my target for the second position, is what I'm trying to say here. Yeah, for real though, that was me as well. Honestly, and then catching a good move in New York and being like, woo, that was nice, but then you end up thinking about, wow, if I didn't make those decisions earlier, this would have been like one hell of a day compared to just, you know, making some profit or still having a decent day, but it would have been a killer day. Had you just chillax and not made those choices. Yep. Yeah, I hope my Forex funds has to pay back people though, because I would gladly accept some of those challenge fees back. I'll gladly accept so that I can buy more challenges. All right. Yeah, as of now, this is gonna be interesting. We'll wait it out, but I'm thinking bullish still, and up to the 1085 and possibly higher. Next, we're gonna be looking at XRP. What is up, Eagle Eye? We are doing the live weekly Zoom call, and the link is in the Telegram. I know that's funny, right? But really, though, if they're gonna end up paying people back for damages for challenges or possibly failed challenges, who knows? Who knows, honestly? And some of those are failed because of the slippage. Like, I had it perfectly calculated where it'd be less than 5%, and then really, no. Those who are paid by my first ones will have to return the payouts. That'd be tragic. That'd be tragic. I'd be so upset. Because I have got paid out a couple times, so I'd be like, yo, heck no. Heck no. They gotta pay me. They should definitely pay me. Freaking slipping my orders and, having me hit the daily drawdown even though I had it calculated just right. Push it a little more, push it 50 pips. Slip me 50 pips, like, dude, that's some bull crap. Or, like, the mad slippage right at the market close will go 30 pips, spread, take you out, and then you're like, wow, okay, I really can't hold a trade, through a day. You have to close during the day with my Forex funds, otherwise, yeah, you're gonna get stopped out due to the spread right at market close or open. It's freaking annoying, and then you end up paying a swap fee too. So yeah, they owe me. For real. Alright, XRP, we're right at basically 50 cents. This is a steal of a deal, but we may end up continuing lower, like I've been saying, down to 35 cents, especially if that support breaks at 45 cents. Yeah, we'll see though. We'll see. If 45 to 50 cents is able to hold, then we're still on track to continue up to possibly the $1 price range. But if that area breaks, 35 cents and 30 cents is in sight, and we'll still be accumulating as, we have planned. This doesn't change anything. I have been seeing some of those ridiculous TikToks and stuff, though, the XRP conspiracy theorists, being like, here's the clue that we're about to moon, and, Brad Garlinghouse interview with so-and-so, and this person knows this person. Like, you guys are stretching things. I'm just going to keep buying on the low, though. But, yeah, it does look like we may go lower. Just because there's low volume. But either way, it doesn't change our long-term plan on XRP. But if price goes up to the 55 cent range, that would start breaking structure and trigger our bullish trend that we're looking for, which could drive it up to 70 cents like we're seeing, and then potentially up to $1 if things end up getting moving and there's possible news. Yeah, and you know what, we could probably look at Bitcoin too, see what good old Bitcoin's doing. But ultimately, yeah, even if you go to the daily time frame on XRP, it just looks like we're gonna fall a little more. Alright, BTC. My funded FX. Who's my funded FX? Stop taking Canada clients. And yeah, Raha was real. Listen to Raha's live stream the other night about the My Forex Funds things. That was very informative. And yeah, there's no way it's just going to be over in a week, or at this point, I guess, yeah, a week before the court case. There's no way it's going to get just dismissed and they'll be able to just operate again. But yeah, I have to agree. What he's saying is true. Yeah, FTMO was very expensive back then. That was the only option for a bit. And then my Forex funds just gained popularity, and they were like really the best option until their slippage. But with, you know, there were workarounds for that in terms of like being very careful and mindful of it. But still, it would suck, and that's not something you gotta deal with. It sucked for me, like multiple times. I complained about it a lot. Yeah, it is kind of it's kind of uncertain, you know. Because if one goes down, in theory, all of them could be accused of kind of doing the same exact things, or the ones all using the same exact liquidity provider, they're all going to go down too, because they'll just go after them. And if the liquidity provider can't operate, then those firms essentially just lost their service, because all they're doing is just issuing challenges. So yeah, it's pretty uncertain, but I hope things are good. And it makes me wish that the accounts I did have, wish I didn't mess up. Oh, and I just backtest on here. I've tried the simulating charts using, what is it called, Soft4x, and it's good, but it was also kind of a hassle at times to just set up and let the candles play out and watch it on MT4, when I'm not really trading on MT4 itself. It's trading view. But it was good, but primarily it's on here, and I'll use the bar replay mode. And I can show you in a moment. Bitcoin, are we going down, or are we not going down? Bitcoin's going down. Yeah, and so XRP is going to go down most likely too. But you can see that clear breakish structure on the monthly time frame. There might be a retest of 27 to 27,000, but it may just continue falling. There's a very clear target at 23,000, 23,250, and then ultimately we may just go here, 16k, and possibly even to 10k. If it goes to 10k, that'd be crazy, because then it'd be time for the bull run to start again. FX replay. Not heard of FX replay. Maybe I have. Honestly, I really don't recall at the moment. If we put some fibs on BTC, we can see this. The Fibonacci's lining up with 6,500. I mean, that is a possibility. It's a key area, but it'd be a pretty steep decline from here. Anything's possible, and the last bear market, it came down to 3,000 something. Yeah, no one expected that, but it absolutely rocketed from that point. But yeah, right down here, we really might see that $6,000 mark for Bitcoin eventually, especially if you look at the monthly time frame. Strong bearish candles, this area broke, clean range here down to here, and then here and here. It's very possible. But yeah, primarily doing the back testing though is this. And then go to the 1 hour time frame. The right side, you'll go down to a bit of a low. You can do the same thing on the right side too, and have them both go at the same time. Yep. Yeah, there is, people are accumulating right now. People do know there's just a lot of panic selling still. And there's still technical areas where it needs to go, but there's still a lot of accumulating that people are buying it up, and the time is approaching. It's not totally there yet, but we're getting close to it again. And I will actually, be in it this time. And be ready for it. The last time it came around again, and I was not ready, and I told myself I would be, because I did all the studying and learning after, getting caught up at the end of the first crazy bull market and buying at the highs and everything going really, really low. I had no idea really about trading until I found my mentor, or my friend, who showed me Wall Street Academy and everything, and he's a millionaire and stuff now, so he really pointed me in the right direction after like 6 months almost of just YouTube University, Ichimoku Cloud, all that bullcrap. Okay. But yeah, so we have it lined up here. Okay, back to what we were doing. Equal highs, go down to a lower time frame. Go to 30-minute, the right side 2 hour. There we go. So now what? Most likely a sell like such be a good idea at our technical areas. Area of support and demand right here, and have something lower as well here. So you go with TP1, TP2, and went to right on the break, right? 1572. And we'll see what happens. Okay, we're in the trade. Little drawdown. Still drawdown. Still drawdown. But we would have technically won. We got triggered in early. So I shouldn't have moved it up. I should have just kept it below here. Because if I did, I wouldn't have been in that trade yet. But still would have been just fine. It would have came close to stop loss. If I would have just let it play out, there would have been nothing to worry about. So this came 6 pips away, 6 points away, so yeah, you still would have been in. And then what else happens next? Next, at this point, I'd probably go with the stop loss all the way above this candle, and it should just continue lower and melt. Yep, good. Another retest. Volatility and indecision. 5-7. Fell 50 points. Maybe this would have been a good point to get out at, but I still think it's going to go lower. Still good. But this is looking iffy because this breaks above here. Just gonna shoot up and retest that resistance and either continue higher or make a lower high. Nice. Not nice. Yeah, there is a lot of indecision here, as you can see. Rejection, retest, bullish, rejection, came back down again. Yeah, most likely would have been stopped out. And that's if just letting the trade play out, and that's not including if you're scalping and going, okay, rejection here, let's just close and take profit. We're just doing this for back testing purposes, and So it finally went, as you can see. If you would have had the stop loss where it was originally, you would have been just fine. If you would have went break even here and got taken out, you could have re-entered at the same exact price once again. So you got stopped out right here. You could have entered. Oops. Right at the same exact price and actually caught the trade. And 130-point move, that's pretty good. Yeah, you wouldn't want to be too greedy on that. And this does line up with previous resistance right here. So that would have been a good exit point, but it still most likely may continue down lower. Yep, there she goes, all the way down. But yeah, with NASDAQ it's hard, you know, in certain points. Like as you can see, this is real choppy and volatile, and you know, this is moving 40-50 points. You know, from here to here, that's over 100. That's 115 points. So depending where you entered, you know, that whole move could have retraced on you, and you would have been in drawdown or back right at break even. And that's what makes trading indices in the NASDAQ so hard at times, because although in theory, like, it can have clean volume, like as you can see here, but this bearish move, this bullish move, but sometimes it does this stuff. And you know, even as you just saw as we were back testing, I was kind of just like, what's gonna happen? Because it does that. It does questionable things sometimes and fakes everyone out. But we're also in the 30-minute time frame, but still, you know, either way, we had our risk managed. You could enter it again and caught the whole entire move, no problem. But yeah, that's often why I'm like, okay, just close. And sometimes we close early, and then sometimes it's a good decision because it comes all the way back. And that's also why you have to, you know, give it another shot sometimes at the same exact point, because it may have not been invalid, just, you know, it needs to have a retest or induce more traders in before there's enough volume. And what time was this even at? So this was New York Open, and then this was during the afternoon. So that's pretty interesting. You know, there's a strong move New York Open, retraced all the way back up, and then continued lower. You know, sometimes it's just clean volume like this right at the open, or a few hours into the open, and then she just dumps. But it took a few hours of consolidate. We'll have to call it consolidation, because it was kind of a wide range. You know, it was moving in a 100 to a 50-point range in this, from here to here and into here to here. So yeah, primarily though, that's what I do to backtest. So that's really it. And for each position, like, I'll have a notepad, and then I'll just write W, break even, loss, and then the pair on the left side. So I'd write NAS 100 and then CAD JPY, and then just tally under each one. You know, as I'm going through, I'm like, okay, that was a loss. Like this one right here, I would have tallied under the L, and this one would have tallied under the W. And then after like an hour of doing that, or, you know, however long that you're going to do it for, however many set trades that you decide you're going to backtest for, then you'll say, like, okay, I have all these. You'll figure out what your win-loss ratio is by, you know, obviously doing the math. You know, how many wins, how many losses, how many break-evens, and then you'll have all the risk-reward tools and the data there in front of you. And that's how you really, really get into the nitty-gritty and backtest. The softwares help you with your emotions, I guess you can say, or watching how the live market really moves, because on TradingView it doesn't account for as much volatility as on, you know, MetaTrader. On MetaTrader, you're really seeing like these orders being put in real time, and it, you know, fluctuating really quickly, whereas on TradingView it's not necessarily moving as fast. So it can help you train your mind and help you watch how candlesticks develop in real time. It's good for that. But primarily that's really it, just because, you know, you don't really analyze on MetaTrader, and to me it was just, yeah, I just didn't find it as good as actually backtesting. It was still good though. Don't get me wrong, but I prefer this way more. But yeah, this is gonna go on YouTube, and yeah, I'm gonna get started the rest of my morning, my friend. This was great, but yeah, you need TradingView Premium to obviously use this feature. So if you don't have TradingView Premium, you should obviously get it. But there's the Black Friday sale coming up in November, and that's when I always renew mine. I get myself set up for the whole year, buying just that discounted 70% off, or buy even 2 years worth, get it for a great deal. It sets you up. You don't have to worry about it, and they have that same sale every single year. So I just wait till then. If you don't already have it now. But definitely take advantage of the Black Friday deal, though. Yeah, it's great. But all right, bro. Hope you have a great weekend. The markets will be closed tomorrow. Well, they'll be open, obviously, but it's bank holiday. Bank holiday in the U.S. I got tomorrow off. It's a paid holiday for me. I'm happy about it, but I'm gonna go hit the gym soon and get started on the day. Yeah, take it easy. Appreciate you stopping by, my friend. And yep, absolutely. Peace.